Well, I just love this. Meteorologist Jacob Morse is here for another edition of Morse Code of Weather. Always a good topic, but this one too. They're all great.
Double Jeopardy?
Double Jeopardy,
I'm ready.
I mean, Jeopardy comes on after our amazing newscast here.
It's a great segue.
Double Jeopardy can happen in meteorology as well, or daily double is what we're referring to with these terms. And you've often seen memes that you see, it's finally getting used to going through all 4 seasons in one day. Like our state, you can experience 4 seasons in one day. Well, that can actually happen in very rare instances where a city sets a daily record high temperature and a daily record low temperature in the same day. We'll go over these daily doubles in a minute. But just to set the perspective, in Bismarck, our normal high temperature today is 28 and our normal low temperature is 7 degrees. That's a 21-degree spread from your high temperature to your low temperature, where you never see more of a normal temperature high spread of more than 30 degrees throughout the year. But a record for today, this calendar day, is 59 degrees, set back in 1931. Record daily low for today is minus 42, so that's a 101-degree spread. Imagine today that we were going to break our record high temperature and break our record low temperature. That's pretty unheard of, right? Well, it has happened in the past, and you got to think that our climate observing site here in Bismarck goes all the way back to 1874 with weather records. So these are long-term climate record sites seeing their daily record high temperature and their daily record low temperature broken. So let's set the scene with one of the most intense and infamous cold fronts to ever sweep the nation. This Arctic front passed through the central part of the country on November 11th, 1911. It dropped the temperature in Rapid City from 55 at 6 a.m. to 3 degrees at 8 a.m. Violent tornadoes and blizzard conditions in Wisconsin, for instance, Madison, Wisconsin, saw our temperature go from 70 to 7 degrees as this sweeping Arctic cold front traversed the nation. So let's set the scene with some temperatures at 8 a.m. on that morning. We had sub-zero temperatures here in North Dakota throughout much of the Pacific Northwest, throughout much of the northern plains. This cold front slicing through the nation with 60s and 70s ahead of it. And Springfield, Missouri set their daily record high temperature that morning at 80 degrees. Oklahoma City set their daily record high temperature that morning at 83 degrees. As the cold front swept through, Springfield, Missouri then set their daily record low temperature by midnight that night at 13 degrees. Oklahoma City, again, record low temperature that same day, 17 degrees. Temperatures dropped as much as 50 degrees in 1 hour with 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Went from thunderstorms to sleet to then snow. And the temperature graph from Springfield, Missouri is pretty remarkable. When you say temperatures fall off a cliff, this is a literal example of that. Remember, setting the daily record high temperature that day, and then by midnight that night, setting the daily record low temperature. Pretty remarkable. That's the only occurrence that I could find in record-keeping history for long-term observing sites where we had a daily double because of a cold frontal passage. We can also see a record daily high temperature and a record daily low temperature occur because of dry air with a diurnal temperature swing. Think of a desert climate where you start off the day really cold and then warm up quickly because of that dry air, or because of a narrow spread of previous record temperatures because of a fairly stable climate like Hawaii or the Pacific Northwest with a lot of clouds. So we'll go over these, but only about 25 to 30 instances of these daily doubles occurring in record-keeping history throughout the U.S. at long-term observing sites. So that desert climate, like I mentioned, Pueblo, Colorado, where on July 26, 1993, this is when a daily double was set. Clear day with dry air mass, dry soil, drought-like conditions. That exacerbates our diurnal range. Diurnal range is your minimum temperature and your maximum temperature, that spread. And the desert climates, the Rocky Mountain area, the plains, see a larger diurnal temperature spread usually than the eastern portion of the country where there's more vegetation. But these more desert-like climates can see a large diurnal range. This was an extreme example on July 26, 1993 in Pueblo, when we normally see about a 31-degree spread in your normal high temperature and normal low temperature. But on that date, the record high temperature was set of 101 degrees and the record low temperature was set of 52 degrees, almost a 50-degree spread because of very strong high pressure and drought-like conditions on that day. And nearby the San Luis Valley, Alamosa set a daily record high temperature and a daily record low temperature on August 26, 2002 for pretty much the same reasons. A very dry, arid climate with strong high pressure, allowing for a large diurnal range, a record-keeping history of daily double. Now, another example, the Pacific Northwest, you typically think of that as a very cloudy, wet climate. Olympia, Wisconsin is no exception to that. You're also close to water, so that keeps your temperatures fairly moderate, especially during the springtime. So on March 14th, 2005, strong high pressure was over the area, allowing for sunny conditions, and that allowed for record daily high temperature to be set, as well as a record daily low temperature. Again, it's a little abnormal to see that sunny of a conditions, allowing for very cold temperatures in the morning, warm temperatures in the afternoon. You get two records broken in the same day. Last example I'll give is in Hawaii. We have the normal dry side of the islands to the south and west. That's called our windward or leeward side of the islands, our rain shadow, because normally we see our winds coming over the islands, depositing a lot of wet and tropical weather on the northeast side of the islands, but then the air sinks on the southwest side, allowing for the typical sunny weather that we think of Hawaii. But Hilo, Hawaii is on that windward side, the wetter side of the island, where we typically see the most rainfall. However, strong high pressure over the Hawaiian Islands on May 25th and 26th, 2003 allowed for a daily double to occur on 2 consecutive days. So they set a record daily high temperature and a record daily low temperature on both the 25th and the 26th because of that unusual conditions. You had dry, cloud-free conditions, allowing for both the record high and the record low to occur on the same day. I couldn't find any of those occurring in North Dakota. Typically, you have to go to more of the desert climates.
We're a little extreme.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've already set very high record high temperatures and very low temperatures on each day.
In the course of a year, you know, with our spread, it's huge between winter and summer. And by the way, may I add that you covered this already, but it was February 15th, 1936, partial, 60 below zero. Today, anniversary.
Yeah.
Coldest ever recorded in North Dakota history.
Yep.
And the same year, it was the hottest at 121 in steel, 1936. That's crazy within a course of a year.
Wow.
Okay.
The land of extremes. Thanks,
Thanks,
Jacob.
Jacob.